hi guys, welcome to my Gameweek10 review and Gameweek11 preview stream. In this dark few days for football, I just want to send my thoughts and prayers out to everyone affected by what happened this weekend. We're a football family. No matter what team we support, we should all support each other through this tough time. You know, people come first. So I just wanted to get that in before the stream got going and before we all started chatting FPL. So I hope you guys are well. Let me know how you're doing. Look at me in my Halloween get-up. Bit of a spooky one today. Hope you're all feeling well. And let me know if anyone managed to get into the 100 points this week, because I know there were a few about this week, weren't there? So I'm not sure how long I'm going to be able to stand this this hood. So before I crack on, I hope everything's working great here. Now let's put all of our obsession with fantasy football to one side, and everything has been put into perspective a little bit, I think, this week, considering everything that's gone on. But I know for a lot of you like me, it's fantasy football is a bit of an escape. So with that being said, I guess we should get on and talk a little bit about it, shouldn't we, really? In this Halloween week, I've actually had one of my better game weeks, believe it or not. I know it hasn't been the same for a lot of you guys. I got 76 points and I'm finally in the top 100k. I'm no longer on the outside. I'm going to enjoy it before being chucked out in the cold again. So I'm around 88k at the moment, which is pretty cool. Let's start with the bad in my team, shall we? So the Wolves boys have been disappointing again. I don't know about you guys, but 2 points each from Doherty and Patricio is just not great. It's not really good enough. So I'm probably going to have to look to shift one of those on at some point. Robertson just didn't show up, neither did Hazard. Despite all of this, my points did not come off my bench. In fact, I'll just quickly show you guys that. There you go. Not many points on the old bench, as you can see there. So, pop that back up. As you can see though, Lonzo got me 11 points with the old debatable assist, you know. Was it an assist? What do you guys think? Richarlison finally getting me a return with an assist of 5 points. Get in, yes, come on. Where am I at? Sorry, just catching glimpses of the chat. Thanks, guys. Epic captain choice with Salah with his goal and 2 assists, grabbing me 30 points. Mitrovic doing nothing. Nada. Nothing. 1 point. He's on very dangerous ground with those Wolves boys, put it that way. Aguero just with the 2 points. I'm happy to hold him for now, though, to be honest with you. He's kind of my boyfriend, and I do kind of love him, so that helps. Now, you'll see that there are 2 new members in my team. On the last stream, we discussed my options. I decided to do something a little different after weeks of preaching it. I took a massive step and followed my own gut. It's nuts. I'm gonna have to do this hood. It's do me in. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I actually followed my gut and I took both my transfers and I spent them happily, thankfully. I sold Jimenez and Trippier and I bought Mendy and Wilson, as you can see. Yes, I went running back to Wicked Wilson, and thank goodness I did, because I just couldn't see past him. I couldn't see past him this week. He got me 2 goals and 13 points. Despite having a terrible game, Mendy was the better choice over Trippier this week. So I'm happy about my transfers. I'll discuss this week's transfers a little bit later. So I'll just pop to the chat and see how you guys are doing. I bet I've gone all fluffy now, have I? Because I've been in the hood. Lots of hearts in the chat. It's lovely, guys. Thanks for that. Sharif says, I look fantastic. Thank you very much. What's up with the Halloween? Well, it's almost Halloween. It's Halloween tomorrow. You got to celebrate it. Love a bit of Halloween. Definitely. So you got to get into the spirit of it. Shane says, I'm tipping the hood won't last 30 minutes. Well, it's gone already. It's gone already. Shane says, gone already. It has. It has. It didn't last. It didn't last. Okay. K-Rule, hope said that correctly. Which is the best transfer for my team? Please advise. An extra 0.8 in the back. Laka and Arnautovic, Tomkin, Mendy, B, extra 0.1. Or Laka, Aguero, Richarlison, Jorginho. Oh, clear that up a little bit for me. Is it the first lot you have and you're trying to get the second lot, or is it the other way around? I'm assuming the other way around. Okay. Julie says, who is your captain choice for the weekend? At the moment, it's on Aguero. I have done a piece for Stato, an article where I big up Salah. So I am pretty much between those two at the moment. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. It's between those two. I might go with Salah. That could be kind of the Halloween thing this week, couldn't it? To go with Salah as a bit of a kind of like out there thing. So I could do that. At the moment, it's on Aguero, but I am seriously considering Salah after looking at the stats. I think it was last time it was a 3-3 draw at the Emirates, and then the time before that, the Emirates, Liverpool won 4-3. So there's usually a lot of goals in that fixture, to be honest with you. And so that does give a lot of scope for people like Salah to do well, doesn't it, really? So I think whilst you guys are popping some stuff in the chat, did anybody get 100+ points? Let me know what you guys got this week. And whilst you're doing that, I will do my ones to watch and ones to avoid. I think this feature is one that people just seem to have taken. They really like it, I think, because I'm hoping it actually really helps people, because I've had lots of messages on this. For example, last week when we did our ones to watch, Martial got us a goal with 9 points. Ryan got a clean sheet and bonus points for 10 points in total. KDB, the only real downer in the ones to watch. So yeah, we'll have to still keep an eye on him. And then the avoids, Yarmolenko obviously was out with his injury. Ings 2 points and no return. So you know that was pretty good. And Tarko with -1. So that I'm not saying that like to blow my own trumpet, definitely not. But I just wanted to say that I'm glad that it's helping people, because, you know, that means a lot to me, definitely. And on that note, I'll pop over to my ones to watch for this week. And first up on my ones to watch is Barkley. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned him before as one to watch, though, just saying that. But as before, rotation is still a possibility. However, at 5.8 mil, I think he is, unless he's gone up, 3 goals and 3 assists in 191 minutes is not a bad return. So if you have a good bench, Barkley could be a massive shout, to be honest. And next up, I'm going to go back to Chelsea again, and you can probably guess who it will be. But I'm going to go with his teammate. Going with Loftus-Cheek. Now, he burst back into the scene midweek. And he was gifted 60 minutes on the weekend, and he repaid with a goal. He's a bit less than Barkley, 5.2 mil, and is possibly less nailed. So he is definitely a one to watch. Like, I would say you could take a bit of a risk on Barkley, but I would say when it comes to Rubens, wait a bit longer and see. Unless, of course, you're proper maverick and you just want to give it a go. You just want to think, oh, you know, whatever. I'll go a bit batshit crazy. It's a good week for that. And I will, you know, see if Loftus can play more often than not. But I think for me, he's still a bit of a ones to watch. And then last step, we're heading to Watford. And we are going to go for Deulofeu. It's another midfielder and the ones to watch this week. They've all nicked the ones to watch spots this week. The obvious Watford pick, of course, is Pereira. But here's my take on this. So I'm just going to put this out there. Pereira seems to be performing much better when Deulofeu is around. So since Deulofeu has been back, Pereira seems a lot happier. I don't know whether that's the way the position, whether it's the manager, whether they're Bessie mates. I'm not sure, but he definitely seems to do better when Deulofeu is around. So bearing that in mind, if you can afford Pereira, then go for it. But if you can't, Gerrard is a cheaper alternative into that Watford midfield. I think he's just 5.4 mil. So, you know, he's a good alternative, I think, if you can't afford Pereira. Or, like me, you don't want to be kind of strung along by him for weeks where he does nothing again. I mean, I can't see that happening now. I think he'll be a bit more consistent. But yes, I definitely bought him after he did really well and definitely suffered too many weeks where he didn't do anything. So on that note, talking of weeks where things are not done, that's not the right one. I will go on to my ones to avoid. And first up is Wan-Bissaka. I mean, could this be the start of us thinking about dropping Obi-Wan? I mean, once a cheap staple in most of our teams, now facing some tough fixtures of Chelsea, Spurs and Man United. If you got on Obi-Wan early, then you might have got a bit of profit on him. So now could be the time to move him on, really, when there are some similar priced alternatives. Like West Ham, for instance. You could have a look at West Ham for some, you know, similar priced alternatives there. Next up to avoid is another person a lot of us started with in our teams, or those of us not sensible enough to know better. My next to avoid is Ruben Neves. We hoped he would give us greatness in that 5 mil range, but Neves has Spurs and Arsenal up next, and with no returns, I'll repeat that again, no returns since Gameweek1, if you have a transfer, it may now be time to move Neves on, is all I'm saying. It just might be time now to shift Neves out of your team and look to somebody a bit cheaper. Well, no, around the same sort of price. You could go to Deulofeu, the ones to watch. You could. You can't really go cheaper than 5 mil unless you're going to go 4.5. so it's, you know, not really helpful to you, or it might be, depending whether you already have many 4.5s in your team. I'm not sure. I need to go back up to the top. And lastly, we're off to Cardiff. And possible one to avoid, despite great fixtures, is Etheridge. I mean, he started off spectacularly, but things have slipped in the Cardiff defence a bit, really, haven't they? They really have. And they haven't been able to keep a clean sheet since Gameweek 3. So that's tough. I mean, if you have Etheridge and he's a set and forget, then, you know, I think you really ought to be considering moving him on. I do want to say at this point, I rate this goalkeeper highly. I do think as the season progresses and as Cardiff hit form and sorry for faffing with my outfit. I do think that Etheridge could become a bit of an option again, maybe as a second rotating goalkeeper, definitely. But for now, I think let's just stay clear and see what happens effectively there for a little while longer. So that's it, guys. That is my ones to watch and ones to avoid. Hopefully we'll have success again in the coming game week with that, because it's done pretty well. And I will just pop you over to my... Oh, it's there already. There we go. My possible team for the up and coming week. Hopefully you guys can see that. Yeah, you can. Cool. Just to let you know at this point, I'm almost certain that I'm about to get a cold or a sore throat or something. So that's probably why you can hear that nice horsiness that's going on in my voice. Didn't actually think I'll be able to make the stream today, so bear with me a little bit. And on that note, there is no Wildcats this week, not because of all of this, but Jay has had some technical issues with his microphone this week. And also, it is Brett's birthday, his 30th birthday, so he's off gallivanting and enjoying himself, as he should be. So hopefully, this will be gone. Hopefully, Jay will have a microphone, and hopefully the birthday boy and Kurt will be back with us for next week. So just wanted to kind of slip that in there. And now I'll pop back to the chat before I tell you what I'm thinking of doing with my transfers. I'll grab a drink before I do that. Okay, where are we at? Cool. So Christopher says, so frustrating Hazard didn't play. Definitely. Julie says, I have Kane and Hazard to pick. Also, Arnie could be a good pick. I actually have, I will discuss this a bit more in a minute. I actually have the exact amount of cash to do Mitrovic to Arnautovic, but I'm a little bit hesitant, and I'll tell you why in a bit more in a minute. Sherry says, I am thinking Salah captain to scare myself. Amen says 90 points. Well done. Christopher says it could have been Hazard instead of Barkley. It could have been if he'd been playing, but he didn't. So, you know. Sherry says 70 points. Well done. Amen says, hi, Nim. Welcome. Ray Martin, 94 points with no Hazard and Robson. That's amazing. Those scores are brilliant. Loving the emojis. James, welcome. Shane says, how long do you think you will stick with Wilson this time, Nim? Some tricky fixtures amongst their next 6. Yes, absolutely, 100% right. I did something really risky getting him back in, because now he faces really tough fixtures. However, he's up there. Wilson is up there with the forwards this season. And do we sit here each week going, will I play Aguero, or if you have Lacazette or Aubameyang or somebody else? I mean, there's not many expensive forwards at the moment for me to compare the two. But if you put it like that, you wouldn't say, I guess, say Salah is playing somebody important, not play him or keep him if he's in form. So last season I spent too much time worrying about fixtures, and I did it this season. Like, there you go, perfect example with Wilson just a couple of weeks ago, getting rid of him too quickly, when there was no need to. And so I think let's give them a chance in a difficult fixture first, and if he starts struggling, then I'll consider moving him on. But at the moment, I'm going to try and play the form rather than the fixture. So I hope that helps. Just also because the options there's kind of so many and so little all at the same time. I don't know if you guys feel like that. That kind of middle band is like, people are like Mitrovic and Arnautovic and lots of the itches. And when you come to that, it's like, which one do you go with? So sometimes it might just be better to stick, really. Welcome, FPL Centre. Hey, Yemi, welcome. And Llama, welcome. Llama, I haven't got my favourite gift to give you, so I'll just have to kind of give you the old head wobble that the Llama does. Yemi says, is Leicester's game postponed? We're not sure yet, Yemi, I don't think. I haven't seen anything yet. Centre says there is a lot of talk that it might be, but if not, Vardy could be a good pick. Hi, Christopher. Amen, thanks for the heads up. Yeah, today or tomorrow we should find out about the Leicester game. I just hope whatever happens is right for the club and the people playing. You know, as I said, it goes beyond football with situations like this. Shane said I had Robertson, Hazard and Arnie all out last week, and that, I can't say his name, the Southampton vet, Hodgberg. Yeah, it's not happening. From Southampton as second sub and AWB as first. Oh dear, what a nightmare, Shane. Bad times. Centre got 65 points, which feels bad compared to others. Yeah, it's always difficult though, isn't it? Because on Twitter we can see loads and loads of people who've done really well. And you're always more likely to post your team on social media if you're doing well, aren't you? Let's be honest. So, you know, it can make, if you're having a bad game week, it can kind of make you feel quite, a bit rubbish, really, can't it? So, don't worry, don't despair. You'll have a better game week soon, definitely. Will Arnie play in Game Week 11? I am not sure. I haven't heard any updates on him. I have heard some updates on Hazard. Apparently, he will not play midweek, but he should be fine for the weekend, apparently. Daily Amma says, what's his fixtures, though, in a few weeks? Yeah, they go a bit tough, if you're talking in terms of Deulofeu, that's true. But again, we've been surprised with some of the fixtures, you know, and things haven't always gone exactly how we thought they might in the fixtures. So, as Sheriff said, he got Pereira and it got him 11 points, so good times. Christopher said lots of people getting 70 this week. Me, I got 77. Wish my first played 11. Yeah, it would have been great if people like Robson and Hazard had played, wouldn't it? But then again, lots of people would have had them in as well. So, hi Mo, late. Tut. Welcome. Wan-Bissaka to Duffy, maybe. Is this for me? Because that's a good point. I will talk you through my options. Let's talk you through my options now. After going a bit batshit all crazy and using both my free transfers, I only have the one transfer this week. So now the temptation is to roll. But I am considering my options here. For instance, as I said just a minute ago, I do have just enough cash to do Mitrovic to Arnautovic. My reservation still remains with Arnautovic, though. I'd be moving on a player that for me hasn't really been on form because of his injury. So that makes me quite nervous to get him in, especially when Mitrovic, you know, okay, he didn't do anything in the last match, but he's been ticking along nicely, and he does have Huddersfield next. So it isn't a terrible fixture. Now, that being said, if Arnautovic does play this week and I decide to leave it, then I could get priced out of him. So I do have to bear that in mind. Now, I could do Mitrovic to somebody cheaper like Success, although I've heard Dini might be close to returning, so I don't know what happens to Success in that case. Or I could go Mitrovic to Murray, giving me cash to upgrade somebody like Richarlison or Hughes to somebody a bit better. So that's another option. Alternatively, I'm considering my one transfer, as you just said, to move Patricio to Ryan or Foster, maybe, based on what I said in my ones to watch. Wolves seem a bit at sea in their defence all of a sudden with those two iffy fixtures coming up. Having Patrick and Doherty is worrying me. Even though Doherty he'll probably take my bench next week, if I'm honest. At the moment he's not playing there. Is he? I've got him first on my bench. So I don't know. I was gonna ask you guys, do you think I mean, if you have Shane, if you have the money for Wan-Bissaka to Duffy, then do it. I don't know if I do. Do I? I might do, actually. Oh, hang on. I think you were asking me, weren't you, rather than asking for you. So I have 0.3 in the bank. Hopefully you guys can see that. So, yes, I think I can. I'm not sure. One. That give me 4. Ah, no, it'd be 0.1 short. That elusive 0.1. That's annoying. Slightly frustrating. Thanks, Mo. Lots of people saying hello to Mo. Thanks, Shane. Santa says Gameweek11. Hazard's back. Get it. Very good. Like it. Oh, slipped. Oh, we slipped. The chat slipped. Where was I? There we are. All the way to the top. Mo got 82 points. Well done, Mo. So did Holly. Did you guys get the same? Oh no, Holly got a few more points than you, Mo. Well done, Holly. Up into the top 2,000. That's amazing. That's so good. Sharif got 70 with 4 players outplay. That's unlucky. Sharif says all his friends over there have a cold. Yeah, it's not great. I mean, hopefully, just hopefully, I manage to avoid it, getting it fully. I think the throat operation at the beginning of the year will be interesting to see how my poor little throat can cope. For sure. Llama says Brett is never 30. He just left school. FPL TV. I don't know. You'll have to ask him. That's what he tells me. Santa says, I gotta go make some food. Gonna have the stream on in the background, but won't be able to chat for a bit. Cool. What you making? Anything yummy? I'm quite hungry, actually. I think I might make a spaghetti bolognese tonight for dinner. That'd be nice. Why Hughes over Pereira? He's cheaper. That is the only reason why I've had Hughes all this time. I've had him for a good couple of weeks now. He's just cheap way into that Watford midfield. And he was the third person a couple of times. The assist of the assister, as they would say, a couple of times this week. Lama says, I've got Maddison and Fraser with Kennedy propping, but feels one, if not two, need to shift. A lot of people worried about Maddison. I was actually considering him last week when I bought Richarlison. Do we really think he's like dropped off the boil now? Is he like is that it? Is everyone just like no more? Because he still has like great fixtures, doesn't he? So what's changed? Is it just that he hasn't returned in a couple of games? Hi Claire, welcome. Neil's not loving the choice values forwards at the moment. True. Welcome Frank. Aguero and Hazard got to be top picks for captain this week. Hazard should be back, reported today. Southampton at home for City could well be 4 or 5 goal massacre. That's very true. Very, very true. Should I keep or replace Maddison and Richarlison? I think I'll hold Richarlison a bit longer for myself. I will wait and see what happens. As for Maddison, like I said, I'm not really sure why people are jumping off of him, if I'm honest. Claire's thinking of risking it for a biscuit this week with her transfers. Ooh, that sounds intriguing, Claire. Mo, this week has shown that you need a bench. Do you think we should be picking nail players, or is a punt still worth it? At some point, we're going to have to step out of the shadows of everyone else. It just depends on when your gut tells you that you need to take that punt. And if that punt is soon, then it could pay off. It's just going to be whoever you think your gut's telling you. Like this week, my gut was really telling me get Wilson, and it worked. So I think you've got to go with your gut on that one, on when to kind of shy away from the crowd a little bit. Shane says fair points on Wilson. Holding him for a while is a great shout. Sharif, Nim, should I get Wilson back? I will take your word right now. I'm overthinking. Who do you have, Sharif? Who do you have in your team? Maybe it's not worth switching back. I'm not sure. But at the moment, he's what, the second? I think Aubameyang's the top striker, which, you know, bodes well for the golden boot that I said he would get. But I think Wilson is up there. He's definitely having a better season. Yeah, he's just behind Aubameyang. So based on that, you know, is he fixture proof? I mean, I'm not sure if he's really been tested yet, so it's a bit difficult to say just yet. And then out of the options for a double transfer for no hit, which one would you pick? Hazard and Balbuena, or Aguero and Laporte, or Vardy and Mendy? Definitely one of the first two, if I'm honest. If Hazard's back, that one could be a good shout. I think everyone thinks West Ham's going to romp it this weekend, though, and I'm not entirely convinced that will be the case. I Possibly Aguero and Laporte, you know. But then, you know my thoughts on Aguero. What's people's thought on Pogba in while I wait on KDB to be ready each week? Yeah, Pogba's a good shout. I mean, of that United team, he seems to be slowly plodding away. No one really seems to be paying attention to him. You could definitely pop him in that spot, Claire, for a little while and see how it goes. Oh yeah, it says there are 30 people watching and 5 likes. Unacceptable people, let's go. Free for PM. Oh, thanks, Yemi, that's lovely. Yeah, if you are enjoying the stream, please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you subscribe, something funky should happen on the screen. I hope it is set up to do that. So, you know, if you're not subscribed, then do it. You might see something magical happening. Yes, hit that notification bell, and if you're enjoying the streams, then that's brilliant, because that's what I aim to do, make them entertaining. Shane says, thoughts on success as a bench forward, deserves to stay in the starting squad. Yeah, I think we'll have to wait and see what happens with Deeney, won't we? But hopefully, just hopefully, he's, you know, he can keep it, because I'm definitely considering him as well. I'll just pop my cardi back up. Sorry, that it could be chilly. Moses, on a sad note, I captained Robertson and viced Kane 64. Oh no, I've seen a lot. Oh, so many people as well on Twitter saying that they captained Hazard and then vice captain Robertson, or vice versa. It's miserable, isn't it, when stuff like that happens. Mo says he's thinking of captaining Salah. Arsenal defence is ready to get destroyed. It hasn't cost them so far, but so many attacks. Absolutely agree. Like I said, my starter article is one that I've put for the captaincy pick. If Liverpool get us early in that first half, it's game over, because Arsenal just... It's like Emery needs that first half to gauge the team he's with, that he's playing up against. And when we come up against the big teams, he's not going to have the time to do that. It's going to be all over before we get a chance. So, oh, we slipped. Oh, you're quite busy in the chat today. There you go. Neil is getting him this week. Might get run out of Southampton, and he's so much cheaper now, but that will change after, I think. That's true. I think that's KDB. Christopher Zani playing next week again. We're not sure yet, Christopher. Neil Baxter only. Other good option fixtures wise is City players, Pep rotation central, definitely. Frank says he can't look past Southampton at home. Personally, Kun loves a home game. Yeah, this one's going to be a tough one. It's definitely a week to own both, isn't it? Not really keeping it for December. Pogba seems to be really lucky with points, Mo thinks. James says one biscuit to Kiko is the smart move. Yeah, it might be. If you do it, it'll be fine. If I do it, it'll be horrendous. It will be a Halloween special if I get Kiko in. Honestly, he loves to troll. Cares, I mean, I'm getting KDB now. He will be with me for the rest of the season. Okay, so Neil's getting KDB in now. Sharif, today is my birthday. Send some points, Nim. Oh, happy birthday, Sharif. Everybody put some cakes and celebrations in the chat for Sharif. Shane says, kind asking for 2 on Duffy. Haha, I have 2 frees. Okay, yeah, Duffy's a good shout then, Shane, definitely. Care says, have Salah, Hazard, Madsen and Richarlison 9.9 for another mid while I wait for KDB. You could move early on him, seeing as you have those other mids. Do you have anyone on the bench, Claire, that would come in? Mo says he has success. He'll only start a few times during the congested period. Was thinking of replacing him with Jimenez before this game week. Ooh. Ooh, Jimenez. Let's not talk about that one. Okay, I'm kind of skipping through. Hi FC, welcome. Lam, I'm thinking more Fraser, but he doesn't know just Bournemouth's fixtures and Kennedy's meh. Claire, if you get KDB, then don't bench him. I get. Oh, yeah, but then if he does like last night and just gets 1 pointer, that would be difficult. Mo says Kiko Firmino of Watford plays right back whilst Jimenez is injured. He does, and I've slipped again. Tree says, I have Aguero, Mitrovic and Nautovic. Holly says, Mitrovic and Madsen, the question marks in my lineup right now, but may give each of them 1 more week. That's it. If you can't choose and you're not sure, that's the sensible thing to do. Holly's doing the right thing there. Give them another week and see. You know, that's all you can do. I'm a little bit worried about Mendy after last night and him being pretty terrible. I'm not sure if he'll get pepped now. Jorginho's nailed in for long term, but he won't pop up with many FPL points. I prefer Hughes. He's the better FPL option. Yeah, I can't believe I'm 0.1 off getting Decore for that Hughes spot, so it's annoying. I might have to try and find it somewhere else. I mean, if I sold Doherty for Duffy, I could, but I don't really want to sell Doherty. I could move Billing to somebody cheaper, possibly, and get it that way. Ooh, but otherwise it's waiting on what I'm going to do with Mitrovic, really, I guess. No worries, man. Oh, thanks, woman. That's kind. FC is considering a -8. Wow. You love to go just as batshizzel as I do, don't you? You really do. I was thinking of sticking with him after the United game. I think that's still KDB Pogba chat. Scott says, Anderson, how could he be so good at eye test but never get any returns? I don't think the Yarmolenko thing, Scott, has helped much there. And the Arnautovic injury. That neither of those I think have helped. Lama might have cracked it here. Jimenez and Kennedy to success, and Barkley. Feel Barkley is decent for Christmas fixtures and success is only 4.5. Gotta go with your gut. If you like it, go with it. Claire has Alisson, Robson, Alonso, Mendy. Too many premium players. Should I drop one for someone as good but cheaper? I think most of us have an expensive defence this season, Claire. I don't think you're in the minority there. And at the moment, they're returning. So whilst they're returning, it's hard to know which one to drop. Moses at Scott. He plays out wide and it doesn't help that Arnie didn't play. There we go, agreeing with me. Yemi, do all the injuries to West Ham give anyone else pause on what should be a great fixture? Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like, I could easily do Mitrovic, Arnautovic this week, but I don't feel comfortable with it. Like, I don't see West Ham going nuts there. I just don't. Like, I don't know. My gut's just saying maybe hold off another week. By which point I'll probably be priced out. But you've got to do what you think is best, really, don't you? Lots of candles and birthday cakes. Claire says bench is Bennett and Wan-Bissaka. Yeah. Mine isn't too brilliant either, Claire. You know, it's Billing and Wan-Bissaka basically. Yemi says, is it too soon to bring Holobas back? I think possibly, only because they've been doing quite well without him, haven't they? So I'm not sure how easily he walks straight back into that team. Mo says Arnie could score against anyone who brought him in the game week, but I'm confident he'll get points against Burnley. They seem to be conceding all the time. That's true. They do have some injuries, so that's probably not helping. But that's a good point when it comes to Arnautovic, Mo. Well said. Neil says, any thoughts on KL of Brighton? He's 4.4 and seems to have got a good run out lately, but didn't start the season. Is he now nailed? I think thoughts are that he's playing for Stevens, because I looked at him myself for billing and to get that extra 0.1. So I'm not sure what happens when Stevens back. Then again, I'm not really kind of Brighton savvy, so somebody else might be able to help out there. Cherie says, yeah, I did not like Mendy last night. Afraid he will be benched next one. Yeah, same here. I'm really worried that that's the case. We need, Mo says we need to see Hollerbus starting again before he would do anything. Lots of happy birthdays for Sharif. Thanks, Nimfam. Keep that coming in. He's going to take his cake now. Camarasa for 4.5. We're not sure if Stevens will get his place back once fit. Yeah, pretty much. Why Nim said about West Ham, now I will sell Arnie. My gut is screaming. No, don't sell yet. Don't sell yet. Give him a match back with fitness, Sharif, and then see. Just see. Then take it from there. I might be needing to get him in next week, you know. I might be on the Arnautovic train next week. So let's just give him a match back where he's fit. He's had a week now, hasn't he? So he's had a week, so he's match fit. So that's, you know, he could, wow, like Mo said, he could go absolutely nuts against Burnley. So Claire says, one bad game, Mendy will be fine. Vince is worried Hazard won't start. I'm a little bit worried Hazard won't start, but we have said that he's trying to be back for the weekend, so hopefully that'll be good. And I'm going to look to wrap it up there, guys, if I'm honest. The old throat, have to preserve it a bit so that I can do the pop-in pod tonight, hopefully without Megtavius for the FPL Journal. So thank you all for joining the stream. And thank you to my sponsors, fantasyfootballfix.com. And I also teamed up with a new website called FanVibe, who are going to provide the winners of my league on Christmas Day. So whoever's at the top on Christmas Day will get £100 of British money. So there are a few terms and conditions. It's on my Twitter page. Make sure you go over and check that out. I've had a lot of people double entering the league and some really kind of unnecessary names and advertisement and things like that. So, you know, they make sure that you just go over and kind of check them and make sure that that you're aware of all of the bits and pieces. But if you're in the league, then brilliant, and you might stand a chance of winning. And I think there might actually be a prize at the end of the season as well. But you know, I've had a tough time with sponsors, so we'll just take it as it comes. It's new, it's exciting. We'll see what happens. And if you want to come and check it out, I think the link is in the description. Come and say hello to me over there. They're a new website, like they're at soft launch stage, so things are still being worked out. But they seem a really nice bunch of people over there. Pop me a follow. And yeah, they will hopefully be new affiliates of mine going forward. So I'm quite excited to see what's going to happen there. So yeah, they're called FanVibe, and link should be in the description, so make sure you give them a check out. And thank you all for joining me on the stream. Have an absolutely amazing Halloween. Enjoy it and eat lots of nice food and hot chocolates and things like that, and I will catch you soon. So take care, everybody. Nymphria out.